This is the Sunday Business Page with Jon Delano.
Good morning, I'm Jon Delano. Welcome to another edition of the Sunday Business Page. And our very special guest today is Jim Martin, who is one of our leading mortgage brokers in this area, has taught the subject, and I love to have on the show when we want to talk about housing, selling your home, buying a home, and mortgage interest rates. Jim, welcome to the show. Good to have you back.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate the opportunity.
So the reason this caught my eye is that this past week, home mortgage interest rates dropped. And after rising from the 3% level over the last number of months, it seemed so significant that they're starting to drop. Can you tell us exactly what's happening with mortgage interest rates right now?
Certainly. There seems to be an acceptance that the inflation has been taken care of by the Fed. They're not quite there yet, but we're done increasing the rates on the Fed side. So that gives the relief on our mortgage side. And we're seeing our mortgage markets are coming down. Most 30-year rates are at 6.5% or even less, but depending on where your specific situation is, credit score, loan to value, that sort of thing. But those are the rates that some folks are seeing at this point.
And they used to be, as high as nearly 8% last fall?
That's correct.
So this is a drop. Now, it's still not down to the 3 and 4% level that many of us took advantage of to refinance our homes or to buy a new home. Are we going to get back down that way, or is that too optimistic?
I don't think we'll ever see the rates as low as they were back in 2021. I mean, that was the impact of COVID amongst the many other things that kind of all happened at once. But it wouldn't surprise me if we were down below 6%, well into the fives, and possibly around the high fours. But again, a lot of things have to happen to get to that point.
Well, that raises the question of, is this a good time to buy a home? Because the market has been kind of crazy. As I understand it, there really haven't been, there's a lot of pent-up demand. But I'm not sure there's supply out there. Tell us what's going on in the housing market from your end as a mortgage broker.
Okay, there's still a strong need for more houses. We're not building enough. We're not having enough people move on. So there is this backed up demand. Is it a good time to buy a house? Right now in February, it's a great time to buy a house because most of the buyers are waiting to the spring buyer season. And at that point, you're going to see a lot of people come back in the market. Plus, there's statistics that show that for every 1% decline in rate, there's another 5 million home buyers coming into the market nationally. So you really want to get in before you get a whole bunch of competition, driving up pricing, making it difficult for you to get your bid accepted. And even, the sellers start backing away. They want cash purchases and that sort of thing. So it's a lot easier to buy a house now than it will be 4 months from now.
So the bottom line is that if you're interested in buying, now that the rates are coming down, February might be the month to do it.
I would strongly suggest if you can find something that works for you and your family, definitely this is the time to buy.
Let me ask you another question. We only have about a minute left, but a lot of concern about these national home buyers coming into the marketplace and snatching up homes that keep them out of circulation for the regular families out there. Is that a phenomenon that's happening in Pittsburgh at a significant level?
Not as significant as it is in other communities from what I'm seeing. I mean, there are some communities that these national buyers like to be in very, very hot markets where the appreciation's high. The fortunate thing for Pittsburgh is that we have a steady eddy appreciation, generally 3 to 4% a year here in the Pittsburgh market. And that's not enough to quite entice these national buyers to come in. They like the 15 and 20% returns. So we're not seeing quite as much as these other communities that get a lot more sun than we do.
Yeah, we're not getting much sun these days, that's for sure. Well, Jim Martin, it's always a pleasure to have a mortgage broker on the show here to help us understand interest rates and housing and all that stuff. So thank you, sir, very much for spending the morning with us. We appreciate it.
You are very welcome. Thank you, John. Best wishes.
And thank you for watching this edition of the Sunday Business Page. Have a great Sunday, everybody.